What is going on, Herd? Welcome back to the channel and thanks for tuning in to another video. So we got another drip feed car coming our way and we got to test this thing. Now on top of that, this is one of the vehicles, one of the few vehicles, I think this is one of the very, very few vehicles left in this drip feed that I'm actually curious about. I actually haven't even looked at how much this thing's going to cost. I'm pretty sure Legendary is where it's going to be. And there it is. All right. 875,000. That's not what I was assuming. 1.2, 1.3 area is what I was assuming. It's good. It looks like it's going to have them flip-up headlights, too. Well, you show me orange, I'm going to buy orange. That's how I like to do it recently. Black Sheep, where the hell you been? You haven't posted in a few days. Yeah, it's my schedule, guys. That's what I've been telling you guys for months now.
I'll bring it by.
You bring it by. So this was one of them. If you've seen my initial drip feed video when I was showing you guys all these cars before they actually came out, you know, I never get to... Oh, look at this lady. Oh, this car sounds awesome. Oh my God. Damn it. The first movement in this car and I crashed into some... Oh wait, here's what's really got me curious. Oh yeah. Lampadati. So this is technically a what? Like a, is it Pegasi Lampadati? I don't know. Rockstar's kind of running out of their real... They had somewhat of a solid fake world, the real world equivalent. Now everything's just kind of getting mixed together. So it's hard to say what the hell this car is really modeled after. Alright, so I looked up what the heck this thing is modeled after, and I've never even heard of it. I did look into it. Looks like this is legit. The De Tomaso Pantera GTS of the GT5. Also the Maserati Meroc. Anyways, that is what we're looking at. It's definitely not... I was kind of thinking like BMW kind of has a car that looked like this, but maybe not. Armor. We do not do armor on drift builds. Brakes, that's going to be your preference, but I do not suggest it. Front bumpers, let's see what we got. Looks like we're a little bit more limited on this car than we have been with some of the past ones. I cannot stand the... Let's put a piece of plastic here. I don't know. I get what the reality is of it and why it helps, but I'm not... Yeah, I can't do any of those. So do we want any of those front bumpers? Oh yeah, maybe this primary one, but $7,400. No, thanks. So you can remove the bumper or you can put a chrome one on. We'll just keep it basic. There's no reason to do that. I don't see a big need for that one either. Engine tunes, this is where we're going to have to start spending the money. Engine cover. Okay. Can I just remove it? That would be pretty cool. Close. Yeah, I'm alright with just the basics for that. I'm not too picky on that stuff. Let's see what we got down here. Okay. Okay. That looks pretty mean right there. I like the look of that. I might have to do that one. I might have to do the cannons. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever, I'll do the cannons. Explosives, no explosives. Fenders. Alright, so you make an actual fender line. I kind of like the look of that. And then you have a more of a wide body look there. I like the wide body look, I'm not going to lie. And only for $1,500. I was expecting to look over and it would be something ridiculous. I think that single vent looks a lot better. No horn, no lights. Respray, I'll come back to that. Skirts. Can kind of give the illusion of a lot lower of a car there by throwing on those skirts, but again, not really needed. I think I'm going to throw them on just for the illusion. Makes for a better looking car in the end. We're going to go all the way down. Sport suspension on this thing. Transmission, $40,000. Alright, thankfully turbo tuning's on sale. Wheels. Wheel type. Muscle, is that what we're going to run on this? I think I'm going to run SUVs on this thing just simply because I can get them for free in the chrome version, so why not? Why not start capitalizing on that a little bit? No roll cage option in here, so I think I'm just going to tint it out. We'll do dark smoke. Alright, so that just leaves the respray then. So not a lot of upgrades for this thing, I will have to say that. And that is, I mean, compared to some of the original cars that we got for upgrades, yeah, this thing has some, you know, obviously it has some customizations. One of our best drift cars, if not the best drift car in the game, is the Rapid GT, at least for well-rounded and consistency. That car has, like, nothing for customizations. It's one of the most demanded cars within the drift community to bring into, like, Benny's or just revise. Let us have the very, very same or very similar handling line and then let us customize it more. It's our best car for drifting. Now, Rockstar, they don't, Drift Tampa, here you guys go. They don't know what drifting really is. A lot of even YouTube doesn't even understand that you can drift in this game. Hold the handbrake and turn. So it's done. Easy as that. It's like, are you stupid or what? That's a power slide. Or an entry engagement for a drift, like how to enter into a drift so you can begin drifting. It's not a drift. That's not drifting. You're not linking lines. You're not going to be able to hit clipping points and touch and goes inside, outside. You're not going to be able to tandem with just simply a handbrake and a power slide. I mean, you can do those things, but then to link them all and do those all together like you need to do to drift. Let's get out of here. Let's see how this thing handles. Maybe, just maybe, we'll do a Does It Rally on this thing. Judging by a couple of the build points in there for customization, it might be able to be built for one. But you guys know that this is a drifting channel. If you've been watching it for any time up to now, look at this thing. It looks beautiful. So we're taking it back to the Ebisu School course. I think the last time I was at this course was with the Hijack Rustin. So it's been a bit. It's been a bit indeed. I definitely am liking the look of this car. I'm liking the sound of the car. I'm a little bit, it's a little bit weird that it's, you know, what it is, but I don't even know what that meant. I really don't even know what that meant. Whatever. Let's stance this thing up, shall we? Let me turn off my reverb so we're not getting reverb. And let's stance this thing. Now, if you want my, we'll be placing bets on the table. Bets on the table right now. It's going to blow up. But that's why we got it in a race here, guys. We bring new vehicles into races to test them. Because if I would have done that in free mode, well, you know what would happen. Now I have to call this dang thing in, and I'm wasting my money. So now here's the issue. I thought I had that for sure. I thought this was going to work. Let me try this again. Wow, this is the most difficult vehicle I've ever had to stance here. So can I do it this way then? Can I go... Let me try going back over to this side, do what I was doing with the controlled burst. So we did that. Now let's try to just hit the body over here and see if we can at least just stance it without any smoke. Okay, we're technically stanced in the rear. Now let's stance up this front. It's gonna be a longer episode. There's been a couple little oddities here already. Okay, we're stanced. Let's go over what the heck it took us to do that. So on this side, on the passenger rear, I control bursted the chassis. Not the tire, not the body, but in between, the chassis, right in there. Right in there, guys. Not there, but right in that spot. On this side, you're not able to do that. The gas tank is behind that, so you guys can see where I shot. I shot the body, the bottom point of the body, the rear side. The front, it stands up normally. It was all good to go. You just shoot not the middle of the hub, not the tire. You're not popping your tires. You're shooting right in between. Pretty much where the brake caliper is, the bottom of it, shooting that spot right in there. We have figured out how to stance this thing. Does it drift? You guys, I've been waiting, spending millions and millions of dollars on vehicles that don't drift. So I am beyond ready for a vehicle that drifts. Now, I just seen some hopping in this car already, which I'm not a big fan of. I'm not going to get myself down on it. Oh. All right, now. Let's do a little parking lot pimping here. Yes. The slide ability in this car, it's not something we specifically judge on. It's an aspect that we, part of an aspect that we judge on with the controllability and handling. But just the slide ability in this car is absolutely phenomenal. Like, it is very slick. The clutch kicking, the speed boost glitch, double clutching, whatever you like to call it in the game here. I know none of those terms are quite right. I think the closest of those terms would be speed boost glitch. And technically, it's not really a glitch. You're not glitching the coding. It's there. Like, it's almost meant to happen. And it's definitely programmed into the game to be there. And the reason why the clutch terms are not accurate terms is simply because there's no clutch in automatic cars. She definitely drifts, though, as we're seeing. Like, I'm trying to get throttle control down. I think if you can get some throttle control down, this thing's quite a beast. Now here's the biggest issue, and we're going to get into this in grading, but this thing's going to be really dangerous to get out there in a free mode session. With the public drift events, I was going to say, yeah, we'll be seeing these things out there, but I don't know how many we really will be seeing. This will be a rare vehicle to get out there, because people struggle with just getting the Banshee stanced up, and this is a real deal car to get stanced up. We're going to go get one more stanced up, and like see if we can do it a little bit more efficiently this time. I'm also going to stance this car without stancing the front. We're just going to do the rear and see how it handles that way. I'm sorry, I'm just wasting time at this point in time because I like this car a lot. This car is a drifter. The best drip feed car we've seen in the drift community yet. And we're going to attempt to re-stance this thing in a different manner this time. Let's just try to drift it without a stance. Alright, that's not going to happen. We're not going to waste our time with that. My goal here of what I'm going to do with not stancing the front and stancing the rear, I don't think it's going to work out too well for us. It's okay. I want to try one more thing now as well. So, alright, so I'm thinking the best way to start is make sure that you can get this side. Burst fire, that's the best way that I could explain it. Alright, so once you do it properly, that way is efficient. No smoke, no nothing like that. Alright, so I'm thinking that this is going to handle a lot like the Hijack Rustin now. Oh, no, there's definitely some drift in the back. This car's a drift car. I'm going to say it one more time. This is a drift car. Maybe not too much, though. Yeah. It's definitely more grip in the steering, that's for sure. The thing is it's not a lot more grip in the counter, so still can't dig yourself out of that. Yep, I definitely don't suggest this. So now let's try the next step. So in this step, instead of double dropping essentially on all of the wheels, I'm only going to single drop on each of them. There's my drop. It's only one time. If you hold it more, it'll drop again. Now I'm going to do my burst fire over here. Did it drop at all? I don't know. I want to say it dropped once, but we're going to figure that out. I honestly don't think this thing dropped. I didn't see it drop. There it is. Perfect. We were one bullet away from making it drop. I would have really regretted that one, that's for sure. Now my goal with the single stance is to let me keep a little of that grip while allowing me to kind of pull out of my counter steers and whatnot. Immediately I notice a crazy difference in speed. I guess it can be, though. I'm kind of tuning it in here. Uh-oh, now it's kind of growing on me. Alright, guys, single stancing may be the way to do it. I definitely suggest doing a little bit of each, you know, feeling it out. I feel like you might be able to link some cooler looking line. I don't know, it's hard to say because a lot of people like the high speed looking lines. They don't even really care about how slippery and slidey it is as long as you're not straightening out like I just almost did there. Come on now, link it up inside right here. Ow, I really stalled out on that, didn't I? I don't notice the spin out factor as much, and I don't know if it's because I'm just getting used to the car or because I'm, you know, babying it more, but I feel like I'm really kind of punishing in it right now. And I'm not doing a lot for spin outs. I'm doing everything intentionally, which is what I'm like. I'm going to go right in here around the bush. I'm going to go around the bush one time. And I'm going to clink this right to the right. Yep. And then I'm going to do another short one to the left. Now we're going to go straight and we're going to do a wall tap. Or not, but it was close. Alright guys, well that's where we're going to have to give it a grade, but here's the deal, is how the heck am I going to give it a grade when there's two different cars here? Like literally there is two different cars. I'm going to have to just give it a grade in all, and I think it's really going to increase the grade knowing, well, this thing holds a lot of potential, doesn't it? Cost is where we start on the Does It Drift series. And for this one, it was definitely surprising. I expected this thing to be, well, substantially more expensive with the flip-up headlights and just like the kind of the gimmicky thing there, and it's a newer car, so I figured there would be, you know, there's just a lot of demand for that. It's a unique looking car in itself as well. I figured, hey, you know, it's probably going to be about 1.2 to 1.4 million. It's going to be something stupid like that. So 800 and, what was it, just under 900,000, 850, 900,000, somewhere around that area. Not too shabby, in my opinion. Now, you're looking at that sports classics class. Now, I would rather have this car in 10 folds over the Silvestre, and I'm really trying to figure it out. I think I'm preferring it more with the single stance as well, guys, but we're going to get into that in a minute. So cost on it, what you're getting out of it, I have to give it a very, very high grade. What I'm saying is there definitely is some competition in that bracket where what else are we getting for that price range? And I can definitely say that this is easily an 8, if not a 9. It's not a perfect 10, and this is dang close, but there's this Black Sheep, you finally got a drift car. What are you crying about? I am absolutely not crying. You know, I'm happy about this, definitely. But I got to be realistic. I can't just say 10, 10, 10 because it drifts. I got to break it down. So let's give it that 9 that I really do feel it is. I feel it deserves that. I really do. So 9 for cost when you're getting it out of it, and that is in the drift aspect. That's going to bring us into driftability. Everything that comes into play when drifting it. And this is not keeping in mind the stancing. Stancing goes into efficiency. So we got to keep that in mind as well. We can't hit it here for the stancing. If we do, it can only be very minor. Driftability in this thing is phenomenal. Now, I really, really am happy with the driftability in this thing. It's a lot like the Rapid GT when you single stance it. See right there how I didn't quite apply the angle I wanted and it straightened out on me? You need a little bit more angle and you'll get away from that straightening out. Right there, I didn't have enough speed to make my transfer, so I had to straighten out. The car's good, okay? The car is good. There's a couple, like I said, when you only single stance it, I wish it was just slightly slipperier. The reason why I'm hitting the front instead of the rear is because I'm pretty sure if we hit the rear, it's going to make us spin out because we have a lot more traction in the front for our steering. If we do the front, it's going to make the front skid out a little bit more and probably, you know, possibly not allow us or not make us straighten out quite as much. All right, that ruined it. Definitely do not do what I did. Driftability, guys, I'm going to give it a good grade. It does have a couple little quirks in it, and the hot fixes might even make it worse because there's like a couple little quirks in it, and that's if this car is a victim of those hot fixes too. We got to keep that in mind. Some cars aren't really all that victim of it. Driftability, I'm going to give it the 8.5. I do feel it deserves here, and I'm you know, that might be me just being a little giddy because we are getting a drift car here finally, but it's I'm controlled here, guys. This is a sports classic car. It's not a sports car. It's not perfect. There's a few issues. It still does not beat out the Rapid GT. The Rapid GT is still the best on the market for the most part, aside from the Banshee 900R, which that's going to be, you know, driver preference and skill preference and all that stuff. So those two cars are pretty much holding down the gauntlet for right now. So that's a 9 and 8.5, and that brings us into efficiency. Now, once we figured out how to stance the car, seems to be pretty efficient. We haven't blown up any cars since. We haven't done anything like that. We've really been able to test the car too. The issue is I'm definitely going to be nervous every time I'm stancing this car in free mode, and that goes for just about anybody that would be doing it. Am I going to blow this thing up? Is this thing going to go boom boom? Am I going to have to call the dang Moore's Mutual and pay how much ever $1,000 to call this thing in? I mean, I'm only going to give it a 7 here for efficiency, and I mean, I really feel like I should be a 6.5, but it's 24.5 for the Does It Drift series with a new drip feed car. That's pretty dang good, guys. That's pretty dang good. So yeah, I would definitely suggest if you have the money and you want a new drift car in the garage, this is the one to go swoop up, guys. I appreciate all of you tuning in, liking, comment, and subscribe, and sharing all these videos if you are sharing the videos. If you're not sharing the videos, share the videos, damn it. All right, I appreciate that, guys. As always, I hope you all stay happy, stay positive, and we will definitely speak to you next time.